Our closest galactic neighbor hides a secret in its ghostly outer reaches. The Andromeda Galaxy is wrapped in a vast, invisible shroud called a galactic halo, a sphere of dark matter and ancient stars extending a million light years into the emptiness. But this halo is not quiet or empty. It is a cosmic treasure chest of the utterly bizarre, filled with objects that defy every law of physics we think we know. By the end of this journey, you will have discovered 50 of the most perplexing structures and phenomena ever detected. We will investigate a dark matter hurricane ripping through the void and a crystalline object light years across that hums with a cosmic melody. What single mystery do you hope we might finally solve? Our journey begins with a structure so immense and invisible, it was only revealed by the way it warps the very light traveling around it. Astronomers call it the Andromeda Anomaly, but a more fitting name might be the dark matter hurricane. This is not a storm of wind and rain, but a colossal vortex of pure gravity, a swirling maelstrom of material that emits no light and cannot be seen directly. It moves through the halo with a ferocious energy, a chaotic churn that defies our predictions for how matter should behave in these quiet outskirts. The scale is almost incomprehensible, a whirling structure that could easily engulf our entire Milky Way galaxy without a second thought. Its very existence challenges our fundamental models. The halo was thought to be a relatively calm, slowly churning sea, but this anomaly is a raging rapid cutting through it. Its motion is all wrong, moving against the expected flow and spinning with a violence that suggests a cataclysmic origin. What could have created such a thing? One theory suggests it is the ghostly remnant of a cosmic event we have no name for, the gravitational echo of a collision with a type of object we have not yet dreamed of. Another, more radical idea proposes it is not an object at all, but a visible scar, a tear in the fundamental fabric of spacetime itself, a place where the rules of our universe briefly break down. This hurricane is our first clue that the halo is a place of profound and active chaos. This chaos gives way to an architecture of impossible scale. Suspended within the halo is a formation astronomers have cautiously named the Aura, a structure so vast and intricate it seems to defy natural explanation. Picture a web of faint, glowing filaments stretching across thousands of light years, a semi-transparent network that pulses with a faint but perfectly coordinated radio signal. It is not a solid object, but rather a ghostly lattice, a cosmic blueprint etched into the void. The patterns within this lattice are what truly unsettle the scientists who study it. They are geometric, repeating with a precision that nature rarely, if ever, produces on its own. Triangles, hexagons, and interconnected arcs form a design that feels intentional, almost like the framework for something we cannot yet comprehend. The central question, the one that sparks heated debates in observatories around the world, is a simple one. What built this? Is the aura a previously unknown type of plasma phenomenon, where magnetic fields and superheated gas have conspired to create this staggering illusion of design? Or are we looking at something far more profound, the first tentative evidence of engineering on a galactic scale? The coordinated nature of its radio hum suggests a single, unified source, a beacon or perhaps a power grid for a civilization whose ambitions are as large as the halo itself. This is not merely a strange object. It is a question written in light and energy, challenging us to reconsider our place in a universe that might be far more built than we ever dared to believe. Then there are the twins. Deep within the halo's dark expanse, two objects engage in a silent, rhythmic dance, They are known as the Twin Resonators, and they are bound together not by light, but by the very fabric of gravity itself. These are not stars. They emit no light, no radio waves, no heat. They are completely invisible to every conventional telescope. We only know they exist because of the ripples they create. They pour out an immense, perfectly synchronized torrent of gravitational waves, distortions in spacetime that pulse across the cosmos like a steady, silent drumbeat. Each resonator is a planet-sized object of almost unimaginable density, so heavy that their mutual gravitational embrace warps the space around them into a permanent, swirling vortex. What could they possibly be? One leading hypothesis suggests we are looking at a binary system of primordial black holes. These would not be the colossal black holes found in galactic centers, but tiny, ancient remnants from the very first moment of the universe, so old they might be made of a different kind of substance altogether. Yet their perfectly matched rhythm is so precise it challenges even that exotic idea. This leads to a second, even more speculative theory. Perhaps these are not black holes at all, but something never before seen, an object that exists only in the pages of theoretical physics. They could be gravastars. A gravistar is a hypothetical object, a star so dense it should collapse into a black hole, but is instead propped up by a mysterious form of dark energy in its core. It would have a surface, not an event horizon, making it a stable, ultra-dense body that could produce these exact kinds of gravitational ripples. The twin resonators force us to ask if we are seeing the impossible made real, a long-predicted cosmic paradox spinning in the dark, its synchronized song hinting at laws of physics we have yet to write. This silent gravitational dance finds a strange visual echo in a formation known as the ghostly triangulum cluster. These are three distinct points of warped space arranged with impossible precision, forming a perfect isosceles triangle millions of miles on each side. They are not collections of stars or glowing gas, but something far more subtle and profound. Each point is a region of intensely localized spacetime curvature, a natural knot tied in the fabric of the cosmos. Their primary effect is to act as colossal lenses, magnifying and distorting any energy that passes through them. They take the faint, ancient whisper of the universe's background radiation and focus it into a coherent, amplified signal. This is not a gentle lensing effect like that from a distant galaxy. This is a focused, intense amplification, as if three giant cosmic magnifying glasses were deliberately arranged to concentrate light onto a single point. The sheer perfection of their triangular arrangement forces a staggering question. What or who are these lenses meant to focus on? One mind-bending possibility is that they are a natural observatory of unparalleled power, designed to bring into focus signals or even images from impossibly distant galaxies, regions of the universe we could never hope to see with our own telescopes. They might be peering so far back in time that we are witnessing the light from the universe's first structures. An even more radical theory suggests these lenses are not focused on distant space, but on something else entirely. The specific way they warp spacetime could be tuning them to frequencies beyond our normal perception, potentially allowing them to focus signals from other dimensions, peeling back the layers of reality to let us glimpse what lies in the cosmic shadows just beyond our own. Are we looking at a random quirk of gravity, or a deliberately built instrument for viewing the unseeable? This perfect geometric arrangement leads us to a region where the very flow of time itself becomes untethered. Nestled within the halo is a patch of space known as the Chronometric Anomaly, a place where clocks would not agree with our own. The first evidence came not from a direct image, but from listening to the universe's most reliable natural timekeepers, pulsars. These rapidly spinning stellar corpses send out beams of radio waves with the metronomic precision of atomic clocks. As astronomers monitored a network of these pulsars located both behind and around the anomaly, they noticed a consistent and baffling discrepancy. The pulses arriving from the far side of this region were systematically out of sync, arriving either slightly early or slightly late in a way that could only be explained if time within that pocket of space was flowing at a different rate. It is as if the entire region is a time bubble, a cosmic eddy where the river of time moves at its own unique pace. The implications of this are staggering. If you could somehow enter this bubble, your experience of time would decouple from the rest of the universe. You might feel only a few minutes pass, while centuries slipped by outside its invisible boundary. What could possibly warp time to such a degree? The most straightforward explanation points to an immense, completely invisible concentration of mass. According to Einstein's theory, gravity slows time down. A hidden knot of dark matter with the mass of 1,000 suns, compressed into a relatively small volume, could create this exact kind of temporal distortion. Yet, the anomaly's borders are strangely sharp, unlike the gradual gradient a simple mass would create. This has led to more exotic proposals. Could this be a natural flaw in the fabric of spacetime? A relic from the universe's birth where the laws of physics are subtly different? Or is it something that was made, an artificial construct where time has been deliberately manipulated for a purpose we cannot fathom? This is not just a strange object, it is a challenge to our most fundamental experience of reality, suggesting that even time is not the constant we believe it to be. Yet this temporal distortion is not the only place where the laws of physics seem to unravel. Drifting through the halo's darkness is a cloud of matter so bizarre it makes the concept of reality itself feel fragile. Astronomers call it the quantum foam nebula, a sprawling region where the strange rules of the quantum world are blown up to a cosmic scale. Within this nebula, particles do not behave as single, defined points. Instead, they exist in a state of constant flux, appearing to be in multiple places and multiple states at the same time, a phenomenon known as quantum superposition. But this is not happening in a lab with a single atom. It is happening across a cloud light-years wide, where trillions of particles are all simultaneously exhibiting this ghostly behavior. Imagine a fog so strange that every single droplet is both a liquid and a gas, both here and there, until the moment something tries to observe it directly. That is the level of paradox we are confronting. This macroscopic violation of classical physics suggests the nebula is a natural laboratory for a theory that has eluded scientists for a century: quantum gravity. It could be a place where the fabric of spacetime, normally smooth and continuous, is frayed and foamy at a fundamental level, allowing these quantum properties to bubble up into our visible reality. One compelling theory posits that the nebula is a remnant from the first instant after the Big Bang, a pocket of the early universe where the fundamental constants, like the speed of light or the strength of gravity, are permanently set to slightly different values. This would create an environment where the quantum world never fully settled down, remaining turbulent and visible. What could we learn from such a place? It might hold the key to unifying the laws of the very large with the laws of the very small, offering a glimpse into the deepest operating system of the cosmos. Is this nebula a cosmic accident, or is it a window deliberately left open for us to peer through? Amidst this quantum chaos, a lone sentinel stands watch. Drifting in the profound emptiness is an object astronomers have named the Sentry, an asteroid-sized body with a purpose that feels anything but natural. Its surface is not the dull, rocky texture of a typical asteroid, but a highly polished, mirror-like metallic shell that reflects starlight with an almost perfect efficiency. It is a single, unblinking eye staring back into the cosmos, but its most defining feature is not its composition, but its path. The Sentry follows an orbit of impossible precision, a perfect circle around a point of empty space, as if it is deliberately stationed there to maintain a constant, unwavering vigil. This is not the chaotic, elliptical path of a captured object, but the calculated, stable trajectory of something that was placed. Its composition deepens the mystery. Spectroscopic analysis reveals a bewildering alloy of metals, including elements like promethium and technetium, which are radioactive and decay so quickly they are almost never found in nature. They are elements that must be manufactured, forged in artificial processes that do not occur in the quiet outskirts of a galactic halo. So what is it? One possibility is that we are looking at a natural oddity, a fragment from the core of an exotic, long-dead star that was somehow ejected and polished by eons of microscopic dust impacts. Yet this fails to explain its perfect stationary orbit. The more provocative, and perhaps inescapable, idea is that the Sentry is exactly what it appears to be, an artifact. It could be a probe, left behind by a passing interstellar civilization to monitor this region of space. Or perhaps it is a beacon, a relay station in a vast, galactic communication network, its mirrored surface designed to catch and redirect signals we cannot even detect. Is it a watchful guardian, or simply a forgotten piece of cosmic engineering, still performing its lonely duty for a master that has long since vanished? The silent, mirrored vigil of the Sentry gives way to a different kind of structure, one built on a scale that dwarfs even the grandest of single objects. Drifting through the halo are two distinct systems that have astronomers rethinking the very limits of engineering. They are known as the Dyson Swarm candidates, and they represent a staggering possibility. Each candidate is not a single entity, but a vast collection of countless small, dark bodies, all orbiting in a complex, synchronized dance around a central point of absolute nothingness. There is no star at their heart, no black hole, no visible source of gravity to hold them together. Yet they move with a purpose, a dense, spherical cloud of objects blocking the light from the galaxy behind them. The only clue to their nature is a faint, persistent whisper of heat. These dark swarms glow with a distinct infrared signature, an excess of thermal energy that should not exist in the cold of intergalactic space. This is the telltale sign of waste heat, the inevitable byproduct of any advanced civilization using immense amounts of energy. The theory, first proposed by physicist Freeman Dyson, suggests that a truly advanced society would eventually need to capture nearly all the energy from its host star. It would build a vast swarm of energy-collecting platforms, a shell of technology that would completely encircle the star, radiating the waste heat as infrared light. Here, in the halo of Andromeda, we appear to be looking at exactly that, but with one profound and unsettling difference. These swarms are not around a star. They are orbiting an empty center. So where is the energy coming from? One possibility is that the star is simply hidden, completely enshrouded by a perfect, seamless sphere of collectors. The other, more radical idea is that these civilizations have moved beyond stars altogether. They might be drawing power from a more exotic source, like the vacuum energy of space itself, or a small, artificial singularity, using the swarm as a massive radiator to dump the excess heat into the void. The existence of even one such structure would be the most significant discovery in human history. To find two in the same galactic halo forces us to confront the haunting silence of our own night sky. This is the core of the Fermi paradox, the question of why, if the universe is so vast and old, we see no obvious signs of other life. The answer might be staring back at us from Andromeda. Perhaps intelligent life does not broadcast radio signals for long. Perhaps it does not travel between stars. Instead, it settles into a final, stable state, building perfect, efficient energy harvesting megastructures, and fading into a quiet, infrared glow in the dark halos of galaxies, becoming almost indistinguishable from the natural cosmos itself. We may not be alone, we may simply be too early or too primitive to recognize the quiet, mature neighbors who are already here. This profound silence of the halo is broken by a different kind of mystery, a perfect sphere of absolute nothingness known as the void heart. It is not merely an empty space between stars, but a region where the fundamental ingredients of the cosmos have been scooped out. Within its spherical boundary, which spans a distance greater than our entire solar system, there is no dark matter. There is no hydrogen gas. There are no stray photons, not even the faint, ubiquitous glow of the cosmic microwave background, the leftover heat from the Big Bang itself. It is a perfect vacuum, a hole punched through the universe. Its existence is a direct violation of how we understand the cosmos to work. Matter, especially dark matter, is supposed to clump together under gravity, forming the scaffolding for galaxies and their halos. The void heart is the opposite of clumping. It is an aggressive absence, a place where the universe's fundamental contents have been erased. How could such a thing form? One radical theory suggests we are not looking at an empty space, but at a separate universe entirely. The idea is that the void heart is a bubble universe, a tiny cosmos with its own laws of physics, which somehow budded off from our own and now floats embedded within our halo. Its border would be a membrane separating two different realities, which would explain why we cannot detect any of our own universe's energy or matter inside of it. An even more mind-bending proposal is that this void is a cosmic bruise, the imprint left by a collision with a universe from another branch of the multiverse. In this scenario, another universe briefly brushed against our own in a higher dimensional space, and where they touched, the fundamental fields of our reality were canceled out, pushed aside, leaving behind this perfect sphere of nothing. The void heart is not just an empty space. It is a profound question mark. Is it a window into the infinite variety of the multiverse, or simply the scar from a battle between universes that occurred in a realm we cannot perceive? Drifting through this cosmic void is a structure of impossible beauty and strength, the harmonic crystal. It appears as a single, flawless shard of what can only be described as solid light, a geometric form spanning several light years from one perfect facet to the next. This is not a cloud of dust or a cluster of stars, but a continuous, monolithic object, a piece of cosmic architecture that seems to have been carved from a single piece of material. Its composition defies all known physics, possessing a material strength that should be impossible for any natural substance. The gravitational forces at work across such a scale should have shattered it into dust eons ago, yet it remains pristine and unbroken, humming with a low, pervasive energy. This hum is its most defining characteristic, a deep, resonant vibration that pulses through the halo. It is not a random noise, but a complex set of harmonic frequencies, a chord played across the vacuum. And this chord changes, its pitch and rhythm shifting in perfect, predictable correlation with the galactic tides, the subtle gravitational pull of Andromeda's core and its orbiting dwarf galaxies. It is as if the entire crystal is a single, impossibly vast musical instrument, and the galaxy itself is the musician, strumming the fabric of spacetime to make it sing. What could possibly be its purpose? One line of thought suggests we are not hearing music, but a language. The crystal's vast interior, with its perfectly arranged atomic lattice, could function as the ultimate data storage device. Every vibration, every shift in harmonic resonance, might represent a piece of information, a single note in a symphony of knowledge so immense it could contain the entire history of a civilization, or the blueprints for realities we cannot conceive. Another idea is that the crystal is a sensor, its resonant frequencies tuned to detect the most subtle ripples in dark matter or gravity across the entire galaxy, using its own structure as a kind of cosmic tuning fork. Or perhaps it is something even more profound, a device designed not to store information, but to manipulate it, using harmonic vibrations to directly influence the quantum fabric of space around it. The harmonic crystal stands as a monument to a science we do not yet understand, a frozen song whose lyrics we are only just beginning to hear. The silent, harmonic song of the crystal finds a visual echo in 3 rings of pure, self-generated light. Known as the phosphorescent rings, these structures drift through the halo-like cosmic smoke rings, each one a perfect circle of glowing mist. They are not illuminated by any nearby star, nor are they the remnants of a stellar explosion. They generate their own ethereal light through a process that remains completely unknown to us. Their glow is steady and unchanging, a permanent, soft luminescence that has persisted for eons without fading. This alone makes them an absolute mystery. Nebulae typically dissipate over time, their gases scattering into the void, but these rings maintain their perfect forms against all odds, as if held together by an invisible, unwavering hand. When astronomers analyze their light, the mystery only deepens. The spectral signature of their glow, the unique fingerprint of the elements within them, does not match any known substance in the periodic table. It is a set of spectral lines that has never been recorded in any laboratory on Earth or observed in any other cosmic object. We are looking at light emitted by something entirely new, a form of matter or a state of energy we have not yet classified. How can something glow without a power source and with elements we cannot name? One compelling hypothesis suggests we are not looking at fuel, but at exhaust. These rings might be the residual ash, the luminous waste product, from a type of energy conversion process far beyond our understanding. Imagine a civilization that has learned to draw power directly from the quantum vacuum or from the fabric of spacetime itself. The process would be incredibly efficient, but not perfectly so. It would leave behind a trace residue, a byproduct that continues to interact with the quantum fields of empty space, causing it to glow with this strange, persistent light. The perfect, stable rings could be the cooled, floating form of this exhaust, the cosmic equivalent of a lingering vapor trail from an engine of unimaginable power. They are not the machine, but the faint, telltale smoke left behind after the machine has passed through, a permanent monument to a technology that treats the universe itself as a power source. This silent, self-illuminating exhaust from a process we cannot fathom gives way to a force so pure it defies the very concept of an object. It is known as the gravity well, and it is a point of absolute paradox. Imagine a place in space where gravity is so intense, It twists the light from distant stars into a perfect circular ring, a phenomenon called an Einstein ring. This is the classic signature of a massive object, a black hole. Yet when astronomers point every other instrument at this exact spot, they find nothing. No mass, no heat, no radiation. There is no event horizon, the point of no return that defines a black hole. There is no accretion disk, the swirling, superheated maelstrom of matter that screams its presence across the electromagnetic spectrum. There is only the gravity itself, a perfect, isolated point of immense curvature in spacetime with no visible source to create it. How can you have the effect without the cause? One of the most compelling explanations is that we are looking at a naked singularity. In a standard black hole, the singularity, the point of infinite density, is always hidden behind the event horizon, its bizarre physics forever veiled from our universe. A naked singularity would be one that is exposed, a tear in the fabric of reality where the laws of physics break down completely, and its raw gravitational fury is laid bare for the cosmos to see. Its existence is mathematically possible, but it would rewrite our understanding of fundamental physics. An even more thrilling possibility is that this is not a singularity at all, but a gateway. The gravity well could be the stable terminus of a wormhole, a tunnel through the higher dimensions of spacetime. The intense gravity we detect would be the mouth of this tunnel, holding itself open against the forces that would normally snap it shut. If this is true, then this point of nothingness is not an end, but a beginning. It could be a cosmic subway exit, a permanent door to another part of the Andromeda Galaxy, or to a galaxy so far away we do not even have a name for it. One side of the tunnel is here, in the quiet halo, while the other could be anywhere or anywhen in the universe. This single, inexplicable point of force challenges everything we know about cause and effect, offering the terrifying and magnificent prospect that the most profound journeys might not begin with a starship, but by stepping into a perfect circle of nothing. This silent gateway of pure gravity leads us to a sphere that listens and speaks. Drifting in the halo is a cloud of gas and dust known as the ecosphere, an object that behaves less like a natural formation and more like a cosmic answering machine. Its principle is simple, yet its implications are staggering. Any electromagnetic signal, from a simple radio pulse to a complex data stream, that is fired into this spherical cloud is not absorbed or scattered. It is captured, held, and then reflected back to its source with perfect fidelity. But it is never returned immediately. Every single signal, regardless of its complexity or power, is sent back after an exact and unwavering delay of 72 hours. The sphere does not forget or alter a single byte of information. It simply waits for precisely 3 days before sending it all back. Scientists tested this phenomenon exhaustively. They sent simple mathematical sequences, prime numbers, and even the entire text of classic novels in the cloud. Each time, after exactly 72 hours, the signal returned perfectly intact and in the correct order. They then tried sending contradictory information from 2 different locations at the same time, wondering if the sphere could be overwhelmed. It was not. Both signals were stored, processed, and returned to their respective sources on time, without any interference or crosstalk. This is not the behavior of a simple reflective surface or a plasma echo. This requires active memory, a system capable of receiving, storing, and retransmitting immense amounts of data with perfect accuracy. The most straightforward natural explanation involves a complex spacetime loop within the sphere. Perhaps the cloud contains a tightly wound knot of gravity where time is twisted into a circle exactly 72 hours long. Any signal entering this region would be forced to travel along this temporal loop, only escaping back into normal space after completing a full circuit. Yet the perfection of this process, and its total indifference to the content or power of the signal, makes even this exotic idea feel inadequate. This leads to the truly tantalizing possibility. What if the sphere is not just reflecting, but replying? The 72-hour delay might not be a simple storage time, but a processing period. The sphere could be analyzing every signal sent into it, comprehending its structure, and then sending back a response that is, by design, a perfect copy of the original. Why would it do this? Perhaps it is a diagnostic tool, a way for its creators, or for the sphere itself, to test the technological level of any civilization curious enough to ping it. Each return signal is a way of saying, "We hear you, and we understand your language." Or maybe the copy is not perfect. Perhaps there are subtle, encrypted changes buried within the return data, a message hidden in the seemingly identical signal that we simply lack the sophistication to decode. Every experiment we conduct is met with the same patient, 3-day reply, a silent invitation to ask a better question. The ecosphere does not offer answers. It only offers a mirror, and in its perfect, timed reflection, we are left to wonder if we are talking to a natural wonder or to something that is listening. This cosmic conversation is dwarfed by a partnership of pure destruction held in perfect balance. We now encounter the binary paradox, a pair of stars locked in a tight, furious orbit. One is a normal star, a sphere of blazing hydrogen and helium. Its partner, however, is its perfect opposite, a star made entirely of antimatter. According to every law of physics we know, the moment a particle of matter touches its antimatter counterpart, they should annihilate each other in a flash of pure energy. These two stars should have vaporized each other in a cataclysm of unimaginable power the instant they met. Yet they have not. They have been spinning around each other for millions of years, a cosmic dance on the edge of oblivion. The only thing preventing total annihilation is an invisible cage of immense power. Astronomers believe the stars are enveloped in a mutual magnetic field of such staggering strength that it acts like a perfect shield. The field pushes the surfaces of the two stars apart, maintaining a tiny but crucial gap between the matter of one and the antimatter of the other. It is a constant, precise balancing act, a force field of cosmic proportions containing the most volatile substance in existence. The energy potential trapped within this system is almost beyond calculation. If that magnetic field were to falter for even a second, the resulting matter-antimatter annihilation would release more energy than a supernova, a flash so bright it would be visible across the intergalactic void. This leads to a haunting question. Is this a natural phenomenon or something that was engineered? Could a civilization have forged this paradox, taming antimatter on a stellar scale to create the ultimate power source, a battery whose fuel is the very stuff of destruction? The existence of the binary paradox challenges one of cosmology's deepest principles, the symmetry between matter and antimatter. The Big Bang should have created equal amounts of both, which would have then annihilated, leaving behind a universe of pure energy. Instead, we have a universe of matter. The fact that a stable antimatter star can even exist, especially in such close proximity to normal matter, suggests that the laws governing antimatter are far more complex and stable than we ever believed. We are left staring at a system that by all rights should not be, a permanent contradiction spinning in the dark, forcing us to wonder if the fundamental rules of our universe are not laws, but merely suggestions. This perfect balance of annihilation finds its mirror in a river of galaxies flowing against the cosmic tide. Astronomers have named it the Dark Flow Conduit, a vast, ribbon-like stream of star systems within the halo that are all moving together in a direction that makes no sense. The entire universe is expanding, with galaxies generally drifting apart from one another in the aftermath of the Big Bang. Yet this conduit is different. It is as if a colossal, unseen hand has grasped these galaxies and is gently pulling them en masse toward a single point on the cosmic map, a destination that lies far beyond the edge of everything we can see. This is not just a few rogue stars, but a coordinated migration of entire island universes, a silent, stately procession through the void. The phenomenon taps into a broader cosmological mystery known as dark flow, the idea that there are large-scale streams of matter moving with a common velocity that cannot be explained by the distribution of matter in our observable universe. This conduit is a hyper-focused, intensely local version of that mystery, a current flowing through Andromeda's halo. What could possibly exert enough gravitational force to orchestrate the motion of so many galaxies? The only thing powerful enough to do this would be a structure of almost unimaginable mass, something so huge it makes a galaxy cluster look like a pebble. This something must lie beyond our cosmological horizon, in a region of space whose light has not had time to reach us since the beginning of the universe. One staggering possibility is that we are seeing the gravitational shadow of a neighboring universe. In the multiverse theory, our universe is one bubble in an infinite cosmic foam. The gravitational pull from a nearby bubble universe, brushing against our own in a higher dimension, could be creating this cosmic river, tugging on these galaxies like a magnet on iron filings. Another idea suggests a supermassive structure within our own cosmos, a concentration of mass so vast it defies classification, perhaps a knot of dark matter or a web of galaxies on a scale we have never before witnessed. The dark flow conduit is more than a strange object. It is a cosmic compass needle. It is not pointing toward anything we can see, but its unwavering direction hints at a reality beyond our own, a hidden geography of the cosmos where the true giants reside in the unseeable dark. This cosmic river flowing toward an invisible horizon is not the only remnant of ancient violence. Frozen within the halo is a ghost, the fossilized imprint of a force that died eons ago. Astronomers call it the fossil magnetic field, and it is a vast, invisible structure of pure magnetism that persists with undiminished strength, even though the object that created it has long since vanished. It is the cosmic equivalent of finding the perfect, permanent shadow of a tree, burned into the ground long after the tree itself has turned to dust. The field is not anchored to any star, any black hole, or any cloud of gas. It simply exists, a self-sustaining web of magnetic force lines woven through the void, a permanent scar on the fabric of spacetime itself. How can a magnetic field survive without a power source? The laws of physics tell us that magnetic fields should slowly decay and dissipate once their generator is gone. The fact that this one has not tells us its origin must have been an event of almost unimaginable ferocity. The leading theory points to a catastrophic merger in Andromeda's deep past. When two galaxies collide, their central supermassive black holes eventually spiral together and merge. The final moments of this dance are among the most energetic events in the universe. The intense, chaotic forces involved could have pumped so much energy into the surrounding magnetic field that it became frozen in place, a snapshot of that final, violent instant preserved for all time. It is like lightning striking a piece of clay and leaving a permanent, branching scar, Studying this fossil field is like reading the diary of the Andromeda Galaxy. The specific geometry of the magnetic lines, their twists and knots, can tell us exactly what kind of galaxy Andromeda consumed, the angle of the collision, and even the mass of the long-dead black holes that created it. This invisible ghost is not just a strange object. It is a historical document, a first-hand account of the galactic cannibalism that built the majestic spiral we see today. What other ancient secrets are written in this silent, magnetic script, waiting for us to learn how to read them? This silent history of cosmic collisions gives way to a mystery of pure absence. Among the halo's ancient stars, astronomers have pinpointed 3 specific locations where suns have simply ceased to exist. These are not the dramatic, explosive deaths of supernova, nor the quiet fade of a white dwarf. These are stars that were there one day, and gone the next, vanishing from the sky without a single flash of light, a burst of radiation, or a whisper of gravitational waves. In each case, a stable, middle-aged star, much like our own sun, was being routinely monitored. Then, in the span of a single observation cycle, it had disappeared. The light simply winked out. The immediate assumption was an instrument error, but repeated checks confirmed the impossible. The stars were gone. The search for an explanation has been frantic and fruitless. Sensitive detectors listened for the telltale spacetime ripples of a collapse into a black hole, but they heard nothing. Scans for the expanding shell of gas from a supernova came up empty. It is as if a cosmic hand reached out and plucked these stars from existence, leaving behind only a perfect, empty silence. One unsettling theory suggests these stars were harvested. A civilization with technology far beyond our own might have the capability to dismantle a star, piece by piece, converting its entire mass into usable energy or construction material through a process so efficient it leaves no energetic waste. They could erect a Dyson swarm so complete and so quickly that the star's light is snuffed out in what amounts to an astronomical instant. Another, even more bizarre, idea involves rogue objects made of strange matter. Strange matter is a hypothetical substance composed of quarks that are themselves fundamentally different from the particles that make up our normal world. A planet-sized chunk of this strange matter, drifting through the halo, could be the ultimate cosmic vacuum cleaner. If it struck a star, it would not explode. Instead, it would convert the star's normal matter into more strange matter upon contact, transforming the entire star into a cold, dark, and inert lump in a chain reaction that propagates at nearly the speed of light. This process would be almost silent, releasing very little energy, and would leave behind a dark, strange planet where a star once shone. Are we witnessing the ultimate form of recycling, or the chillingly efficient work of a substance that could, in theory, convert our entire universe into a dark, dead mirror of itself? The vanishing stars present a paradox that is deeply unsettling, for they show us that in the cosmos, sometimes the most frightening thing is not a violent death, but a perfectly silent one. This silent erasure of stars hints at flaws woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. A faint, almost imperceptible line cuts through the halo, a crack in reality known as the cosmic string candidate. It is not a crack in space, but a crack in spacetime itself, a one-dimensional scar left over from the universe's first violent moments of expansion. To the unaided eye, it is utterly invisible, but its presence is betrayed by the way it warps the view around it. The string acts as a perfect gravitational lens, but with a unique and startling effect. It can split the light from a single, distant galaxy into two perfect, identical copies, creating a ghostly double image hanging in the void. This phenomenon is the primary clue that this might not be a cloud of dust or a trick of the light, but something infinitely more strange. If confirmed, this line would be a cosmic string, a theoretical defect in the cooling fabric of the newborn universe, like a crack forming in ice as it freezes. Its properties are almost beyond belief. Despite being thinner than a single proton, a single inch of this string would weigh more than Mount Everest. This incredible density is what creates its immense gravitational pull, bending light around its unimaginably thin form. The implications of finding a real cosmic string would be revolutionary for all of physics. It would be a direct, observable relic from the first fractions of a second after the Big Bang, a time capsule from an era we can only model with mathematics. It would provide undeniable evidence for the theories of cosmic inflation, the idea that the universe underwent a period of faster-than-light expansion in its infancy. By studying the specific vibrations or oscillations along its length, we could potentially measure fundamental properties of the universe that are otherwise inaccessible. But the string is more than just a historical artifact. Its existence suggests that the fabric of our reality may be fundamentally flawed, crisscrossed with these ancient, unstable defects. What would happen if such a string were to vibrate too wildly, or worse, snap? The release of energy would be cataclysmic, rippling outwards as a gravitational shockwave capable of warping the structure of entire galaxies. This single, faint line is a reminder that the universe is not only stranger than we imagine, but that it may be built upon a foundation of exquisite and potentially fragile imperfections. A faint emerald glow pulses softly in the dark, a nebula that breathes with its own strange light. This is the bioluminescent cloud, a vast formation of gas and dust that emits light in rhythmic, undulating patterns, patterns that feel hauntingly familiar. They are not the random flashes of stellar radiation or the steady glow of heated gas. Instead, they are waves of green and blue that sweep through the cloud like a slow, silent heartbeat, or like the coordinated light shows of fireflies in a summer field or plankton in a dark ocean. This is not the sterile light of physics as we know it. It is a light that feels alive. The mystery only deepens when we peer into its chemical soul. Spectroscopic analysis has revealed a stunningly complex soup of organic molecules within the cloud, carbon-based chains, and rings that are the fundamental building blocks of life as we understand it. We are not finding simple methane or ammonia, but probiotic compounds, the very ingredients that, on the early Earth, eventually led to the first living cells. The discovery has ignited a fierce and passionate debate among scientists. One camp sees this as the ultimate chemical factory, a natural laboratory where cosmic rays and cold gas have conspired to create intricate organic chemistry on a mind-boggling scale. They argue that the patterns are just an illusion, a beautiful side effect of complex energy transfer processes we do not yet fully comprehend. The other camp, however, dares to voice a more radical idea. Could we be looking at life itself, but life in a form we can barely conceive? This would not be life on a rocky planet, but life that has learned to exist in the void, a vast, floating mat of organisms that use the cloud itself as both body and home. These would be cosmic algae, drifting in the cold, thin medium of the galactic halo, their collective bioluminescence a form of communication, or perhaps simply the metabolic glow of their existence. The very possibility forces us to redefine the boundaries of what life could be. Must it be confined to a planet's surface, or could it find a way to thrive in the immense, empty spaces between the stars? The bioluminescent cloud does not answer this question. It merely glows, a silent, green siren song in the dark, challenging us to decide if we are seeing a beautiful accident of chemistry or the first glimpse of a biology that has conquered the galaxy. This faint, living light gives way to the ghost of a star, an object forged in the universe's first fiery breath. Drifting in the halo is a candidate for one of the most elusive theoretical objects ever proposed, a relic neutrino star. Unlike the blazing balls of plasma we normally call stars, this relic is a cold, dark sphere composed almost entirely of neutrinos. These are the most ghostly known particles, tiny subatomic entities with almost no mass and no electric charge, famous for passing through entire planets as if they were not even there. Trillions of them are streaming through your body every second, completely unnoticed. The idea that these phantoms could be bound together by gravity to form a stable object seems to defy their very nature. Yet the evidence for this one is subtle and compelling. It reveals itself not by any flash of light, but through two distinct signatures. First is its gravity. The object tugs on the trajectories of nearby stars and gas clouds with the force of several suns, marking the location of something massive. Second, and more telling, is a persistent, faint whisper of high-energy neutrinos emanating from this exact point in space. It is as if the star itself is slowly evaporating, shedding its own substance back into the cosmos. This is the crucial clue. To be bound together, the neutrinos inside this star cannot be the speedy, almost massless particles we detect on Earth. They must be a different, far heavier and slower moving version. A relic population from the first instant after the Big Bang, when the universe was so hot and dense that even these phantom particles were forced to interact and clump together. This object is not just a star, it is a fossil. It is a frozen fragment of the universe at 1 second old, a time capsule that has been floating in the cosmic deep freeze for nearly 14 billion years. Studying its properties would be like reading the very first page of the cosmic history book, offering direct insight into the forces and densities that shaped everything we see. How many more of these primordial ghosts are drifting in the dark, holding secrets from a time before time had any real meaning? This ghostly star made of phantom particles is not the only form of invisible matter haunting the halo. We now encounter a different kind of phantom, a structure whose very nature suggests the existence of an entire cosmos living in parallel to our own. It is called the mirror matter cluster, and it is a collection of objects that we cannot see, touch, or detect with any instrument designed to find normal matter. Its presence is known only through a single, undeniable signature: its relentless gravitational pull. This cluster tugs on the orbits of visible stars and bends the path of light, revealing the location of something with the mass of a small galaxy. Yet when we point our most powerful telescopes at that exact spot, we see nothing but empty space. It is a gravitational ghost, a hole in the data that screams its own existence. The leading explanation for this paradox is as revolutionary as it is simple. This cluster may be made of mirror matter. The concept stems from a deep symmetry in particle physics. For every known particle in our universe, there could be a mirror twin, a particle that is identical in mass but completely blind to the forces that govern our world. These mirror particles would not interact with our light, our magnetic fields, or even the nuclear forces that hold our atoms together. The only way they can make their presence known is through the one universal force that everything feels: gravity. They would form their own atoms, their own planets, and even their own stars, all existing in the same space we occupy, but forever separated from us by an impenetrable veil. If this cluster is real, then we are not just looking at a strange object, we are peering through a keyhole into a mirror universe. This shadow cosmos would have its own history, its own laws of physics, and perhaps even its own mirror life, all unfolding in a reality that is literally right next to us, yet forever beyond our reach. The challenge of studying something you cannot interact with is immense. How do you map the structure of a cluster you cannot see? Astronomers are attempting to do just that by meticulously tracking the subtle wobbles of visible stars as they are pulled by the invisible cluster's internal movements. It is like trying to map the shape of a gust of wind by watching how it makes a field of grass sway. Each star's motion is a data point, and together they are slowly revealing the outline of this phantom gathering. The implications are staggering. If mirror matter is real, it could solve one of the greatest mysteries in science, the identity of dark matter. For decades, we have known that most of the matter in the universe is invisible, and this mirror matter is a perfect candidate. The cluster in Andromeda's halo could be the first solid evidence that dark matter is not a single, exotic particle, but an entire shadow universe of complex structures, a cosmic society living in plain sight, yet forever in the dark. These two gossamer structures are so immense and thin they seem to defy material existence. Named the WIMP wind sails, they drift through the halo like colossal, invisible kites, their presence inferred only by the way they distort the starlight behind them. Each sail is a sheet of some unknown material spanning a distance greater than our solar system, yet they are so tenuous that they barely register as solid objects. Their motion is what gives them their name. They do not drift aimlessly, but instead tack and turn against the expected currents of the halo, moving as if they are being pushed by a wind that we cannot feel or see. That wind, scientists believe, could be a constant gale of weakly interacting massive particles, or WIMP, the leading theoretical candidate for dark matter. These particles are thought to flow through the galaxy in vast rivers, and the sails appear to be catching them. The very fabric of these structures might act as a natural, galactic scale detector. If a WIMP, which almost never interacts with normal matter, were to strike the unique atomic lattice of the sail, it could transfer a tiny amount of momentum, a minuscule push that, across a surface area so vast, adds up to a measurable force. This would explain their peculiar, purposeful motion. They are not simply drifting, they are sailing on a phantom sea, yet their design raises a profound question. The sails are not simple sheets. They are complex, with intricate vein-like supports and a geometry that seems optimized not just for catching this dark wind, but for steering with it. This degree of order challenges a purely natural explanation. Could these be artifacts on a scale we can barely comprehend? A civilization that learned to perceive dark matter could have engineered these sails not for detection, but for propulsion. They could be the engines for world ships or entire mobile habitats, using the omnipresent flow of WIMP to navigate the interstellar void without the need for fuel, riding the silent, invisible currents of the galaxy itself. Or perhaps they are power generators, their slow, constant motion through the dark matter wind being converted into a form of energy we have yet to discover. Are we looking at the ultimate form of green technology? A civilization that has learned to draw its power not from stars, but from the hidden, dark ocean that fills the cosmos. These silent, gliding giants present a choice. Are they the universe's most delicate natural experiment, or the most ambitious engineering project we have ever witnessed? These silent, gossamer sails drift past a boundary where the universe itself feels different. This is the reality bubble, a region of space where the fundamental rules we take for granted begin to fray at the edges. It is not a place of chaotic explosions or visible distortions, but of quiet, unsettling anomalies. Deep within this bubble, painstaking measurements have revealed that the speed of light is not the constant we believe. It fluctuates, increasing and decreasing by a tiny but statistically significant fraction. At the same time, experiments with quantum entanglement, that spooky connection between particles, show a strange decay. Particles that should remain instantly linked across any distance seem to lose their connections slightly faster when inside this zone, as if the invisible threads binding them are being weakened. These are not errors in our instruments. They are reproducible, localized effects, suggesting that within this bubble, the very operating system of our cosmos is running a different version of its code. The implications are staggering. We base our entire understanding of the universe on a set of unchanging physical constants. The speed of light, the strength of gravity, the charge of an electron, these are the fixed numbers that make reality predictable. Inside the reality bubble, some of these numbers appear to be variables. This opens up two breathtaking possibilities. The first is that this region is a cosmic fossil, a pocket of the universe that never fully homogenized after the Big Bang. It could be a place where the fundamental constants were permanently set to slightly different values, a living relic of a time when the laws of physics were still cooling into their current form. The second, even more radical idea is that we are looking at a battle scar. The bubble could be the aftermath of a collision, not with another object, but with another universe. In the vast multiverse, other cosmic bubbles with entirely different physical laws might exist. If one of them briefly brushed against our own, the place where they touched could have left a permanent imprint, a bruise on our reality where the laws of physics are forever altered by that contact. Is this bubble a natural time capsule, or is it the evidence of a war between universes that happened in a dimension we cannot perceive? It forces us to confront a humbling thought. The laws we consider universal might only be local ordinances. A song echoes from the heart of absolute darkness. This is the singing black hole, a supermassive giant residing in the halo that emits not the random, chaotic rumbles we expect, but a complex, melodic pattern of gravitational waves. Its song is a structured composition of rising and falling tones, a cosmic melody written in the language of spacetime itself. The nature of this song defies everything we understand about these gravitational monsters. When two black holes merge, they produce a simple chirp, a quick burst of waves as they spiral inward. This is different. This is a sustained and intricate hum, a symphony played on the fabric of reality. So what kind of cosmic instrument could possibly produce such a thing? One compelling theory imagines an intricate dance of smaller black holes in a perfectly stable orbit around the central giant. Picture not a chaotic swarm, but a precise, clockwork arrangement of dozens of smaller black holes, each following a specific harmonic path. Their combined gravitational tugs and pulls, as they weave around each other and the central monster, would create a complex interference pattern in spacetime, a resonant chord that builds and evolves over time. It would be like a giant gravitational music box, with the orbiting black holes acting as the tune tines. Another possibility lies in the black hole's dinner plate. The accretion disk, the swirling maelstrom of superheated gas and dust that feeds the black hole, is typically a turbulent and chaotic mess. But what if this one is different? What if magnetic fields of unimaginable strength have structured this disk into a series of stable, concentric rings, like grooves on a cosmic record? As matter spirals through these perfectly defined channels, it could release energy in rhythmic pulses, each ring contributing a different note to the overall harmony. The entire disk would act as a colossal gravitational amplifier, turning the chaotic noise of infalling matter into a coherent song. Could this be a natural phenomenon, a one in a trillion alignment of physics that creates a celestial orchestra? Or does the very structure of the melody, its repeating phrases and mathematical progressions, suggest something more? Are we listening to the natural hum of a cosmic engine? Or is it a broadcast, a deliberate signal from an intelligence that has learned to play the universe itself like an instrument? The song continues, a beautiful and haunting question drifting across the void. The halo's silent symphony is violently interrupted by colossal fountains of raw creation. Known as the halo geysers, these three distinct objects defy the stillness of their surroundings by periodically launching jets of pure hydrogen and helium into the void. These are not the slow, meandering outflows of a typical nebula. These geysers fire their contents at relativistic speeds, a significant fraction of the speed of light, turning the most fundamental elements in the universe into unimaginably powerful cosmic artillery. The timing of these eruptions is as precise as it is perplexing. Each geyser operates on its own strict, predictable schedule. One erupts every 43 days, another every 11 months, and the third on a cycle of exactly 5 years, 7 months, and 16 days. This clockwork regularity points to a powerful, repeating internal mechanism, a buildup and release of pressure on a scale that dwarfs any natural phenomenon we know. The energy required to accelerate such massive volumes of gas to near light speed is staggering, comparable to the output of a small galaxy. So what cosmic engine could possibly be powering this? One leading theory suggests these are sites of perpetual tidal disruption. Perhaps an invisible, intermediate mass black hole sits at the heart of each geyser, locked in a tight orbit with a massive, diffuse gas cloud. With each close pass, the black hole's gravity doesn't just pull on the cloud, it actively strips away its outer layers, funnels the gas into an accretion disk, and then, at a critical point of pressure, violently ejects the excess material along its polar axis in these focused, relativistic jets. This would create a repeating cycle of consumption and eruption. But there is another, far more radical idea that challenges our understanding of physics itself. Could these geysers be the observable end of a wormhole, a tunnel through spacetime? In this scenario, the matter isn't being ejected from a point within our universe, but is instead venting into it from somewhere else. This would make each geyser a hypothetical white hole, the theoretical opposite of a black hole. While a black hole is a point of no return where matter and light are swallowed forever, a white hole would be a point of no entry, a one-way door that only expels matter and energy. If this is true, then the pure hydrogen and helium screaming into the halo are not native to Andromeda at all. They could be the primordial breath of another universe, or the exhaust from a cosmic process in a distant corner of our own, a permanent connection to a reality we can never visit, only witness as it endlessly spills its contents into our dark and waiting sky. This perfect, rhythmic clockwork emerges from a star that died with incredible precision. The clockwork pulsar is a neutron star, the ultradense corpse of a supernova, spinning hundreds of times every second and sending out a beam of radiation with a regularity that shames our most advanced atomic clocks. Its timing is flawless. a metronomic tick-tock echoing across the light years that is so predictable you could set your watch by it for 1,000,000 years. Yet embedded within this perfect rhythm is a second, deeper layer of mystery. The individual pulses themselves are not simple blips. They are complex, structured bursts of information, and this structure changes with every single rotation. It is a signal that never repeats, a constantly evolving stream of data broadcast on a carrier wave of perfect time. The first task for scientists was to analyze this data stream, searching for any known mathematical pattern. They looked for the sequences of prime numbers for pi, for any signature that might indicate a natural, universal constant. They found nothing so simple. The patterns are intricate and layered, more akin to a language with a vast and shifting vocabulary than to any straightforward equation. Some researchers have even applied linguistic analysis, the same kind used to decipher ancient human languages, searching for syntax and grammar within the pulses. The results are tantalizing but inconclusive, hinting at a logical structure that remains just beyond our grasp. This leads to the profound and unsettling question at the heart of this object. Are we listening to a natural cosmic lighthouse, a bizarre but explainable astrophysical phenomenon where the magnetic fields of the neutron star are generating this impossible complexity? Or are we monitoring an interstellar beacon, a deliberately designed transmitter whose primary purpose is not to mark time, but to communicate? If it is a beacon, then what is the message? It could be a warning, a history, or an encyclopedia containing the sum total of a civilization's knowledge, broadcast endlessly into the void for anyone clever enough to understand its language. The clockwork pulsar does not offer answers. It simply ticks, a perfect clock whispering an endless, unsolvable riddle with every turn. This silent, ticking enigma gives way to a structure of pure shadow, a solid geometry carved from the universe's most elusive substance. The dark matter crystal is a radical proposal, an object that should not be able to exist according to our current models. We think of dark matter as a diffuse, invisible cloud, a sea of ghostly particles that only interact through gravity. The idea that these phantoms could lock themselves into a rigid, ordered lattice, forming a crystal on a stellar scale, seems to defy their very nature. Yet the gravitational evidence is compelling. A region of the halo acts as a perfect, multifaceted lens, bending the light from distant galaxies into a pattern of sharp, geometric arcs and corners. This is not the soft, circular warp of a black hole or a star cluster. This is the lensing signature of a solid object with defined edges and vertices, a colossal, invisible polyhedron hanging in the void. Its theoretical properties are as strange as its existence. If you could touch it, what would it feel like? It would have no temperature, emit no radiation, and offer no physical resistance because your hand would pass right through it. The crystal would be utterly intangible to normal matter, a ghostly scaffold that you could fly a starship through without ever knowing it was there. The only way you would sense its presence is through the sudden, brutal pull of its gravity, a force that would crush your ship into dust if you came too close to its invisible surface. This paradox is the core of the mystery. How do particles that do not interact with each other through any known force, except gravity, manage to arrange themselves into a stable, solid structure? One possibility is that we are wrong about dark matter. Perhaps certain types of dark matter particles do have a previously unknown, ultra-weak force that acts between them, a dark electromagnetism that allows them to stick together and form complex shapes when conditions are just right. This crystal could be a natural formation that occurs in the cold, quiet outskirts of a galactic halo, where dark matter can slowly, over billions of years, settle into a lowest energy state, just like water freezing into ice. The monumental challenge of studying it is that we cannot see it, only infer its shape from the way it warps the space around it. It is like trying to determine the exact shape of a perfectly transparent ice cube by only watching how it distorts the view of the world behind it. Every observation is indirect, a puzzle where the pieces are made of bent light and twisted spacetime. Could this crystal be a natural part of galactic evolution, or is it something far more rare and significant? A fossilized remnant from the first structures that ever formed in the universe, a primordial architecture built from the dark foundation of everything. Two rivers of pure light flow through the emptiness, separated by a gulf of light years, yet bound together by a connection so intimate it defies the very nature of space and time. These are the entangled photon streams, two distinct beams where every individual particle of light, every photon, is inextricably linked to a specific partner in the opposite beam. This is quantum entanglement, that famously spooky action at a distance, but blown up to a cosmic scale that seems impossible. If you were to measure the property of a photon in one stream, say its polarization, its twin in the other stream, no matter how far away, would instantly assume the correlated state. This happens faster than light, as if the vast distance between them simply does not exist. The implications for this are staggering, and they touch upon the dream of instantaneous communication. Imagine a device that could encode a message by manipulating the photons in one stream, causing their entangled twins in the other stream to instantly reflect that change. You could send information across the galaxy with zero delay, a feat that would render our current radio-based communication utterly primitive. The technological challenge of creating such a thing, however, is beyond any civilization we can conceive. On Earth, we can entangle a handful of particles in highly controlled laboratory conditions, but they are incredibly fragile, decohering at the slightest interaction with the environment. To maintain the entanglement of two continuous streams of light across light years of interstellar space, with all its dust, radiation, and gravitational fields, would require a form of physics we do not yet possess. It would be like trying to keep two synchronized clocks perfectly aligned while throwing them into separate hurricanes. So how could such a thing occur naturally? One theory points to an immensely powerful and focused cosmic event, perhaps a hypernova whose initial flash of light was so coherent that it generated these two entangled beams as it erupted. Another, more exotic idea involves a natural crystal of unprecedented purity and size, one that acts as a beam splitter for the universe's background radiation, spontaneously generating these paired streams. Yet the coherence and stability of the streams suggest something even more profound. They might not be a natural phenomenon at all, but the carefully maintained infrastructure of a universe-spanning network, the fiber optics of a galactic internet, allowing for private, instantaneous conversation across the void. Are we looking at the ultimate communication tool, a whispering device for gods, left running in the dark for eons? The silent network of entangled light is broken by a structure of terrifying beauty. A nebula drifts through the halo like a cosmic jellyfish, its long, glowing tendrils stretching for light years in every direction. This is the galactic Medusa, a celestial predator that does not simply drift. It actively hunts. Its filamentary arms are not static clouds of gas, but dynamic, magnetically charged channels that reach out and gently ensnare passing star systems. When a star is caught, the process is not a violent collision, but something far more eerie and systematic. The Medusa's tendrils begin to siphon away the star's raw energy, its light and heat, absorbing it like a root drawing water from soil. But the nebula does not simply consume and glow with that same energy. It transforms it. The brilliant white and blue light of a young star is reprocessed through the Medusa's unique internal structure, re-emitted as a deep, pulsating crimson and violet light that ripples slowly along the entire length of the tendrils. It is as if the nebula is digesting the star, converting its essence into a different form of energy for a purpose we cannot see. This defines its life cycle, a slow, predatory rhythm of consumption and transformation. When it has fully absorbed a star, that particular tendril dims and retracts slightly, only to extend again when the next stellar system wanders too close. So what are we truly witnessing? One school of thought sees this as a previously unknown phase in nebular evolution. Perhaps under specific conditions in the halo, a nebula can become a coherent energy-transforming structure, using magnetic fields to feed on stars and prolong its own luminous life for billions of years. It would be a natural, if rare, cosmic process. The other theory is far more radical and unsettling. Could the galactic Medusa be a life form, not life as we know it with cells and DNA, but a galactic-scale organism, a single, vast entity that uses stars for sustenance? Its beautiful, deadly tendrils would be its feeding apparatus, and the complex patterns of light pulsing through its body could be a slow, metabolic process, or even a form of thought. Is this nebula a beautiful accident of physics? Or are we looking at a creature whose life cycle is so vast that a star is merely a single meal, and a galaxy's halo is its hunting ground? This beautiful predator lives beside a place where reality itself seems to forget. The anti-memory is a region of space that acts as a cosmic eraser, a zone where information does not just fade, but is actively dismantled. When a beam of structured light or a complex radio signal travels into this area, it does not simply weaken. Its very order unravels. A detailed image of a distant galaxy becomes a featureless smear of static. A transmission of a mathematical sequence returns as random noise. It is as if the region reads the intricate story carried by the light, and then deliberately tears out the pages, scattering the words into meaningless letters. This is not just a loss of signal strength. It is a fundamental loss of information, and that violates one of the most sacred principles in all of physics. The law of information conservation states that information can never be truly destroyed. It can be scrambled, transformed, or hidden, but it must always, in principle, be recoverable. If you burn a book, the information in its words seems lost, but in reality, it is preserved in the precise arrangement of the ash and the light and heat that was released. Theoretically, if you could reverse time and track every particle, you could reconstruct the book perfectly. The anti-memory challenges this foundational idea. Within its boundaries, information appears to be permanently deleted from our universe. What could possibly cause such a localized breakdown of physics? One theory connects this to the holographic principle, the mind-bending idea that our three-dimensional reality might be a projection from a two-dimensional surface at its boundary, like a cosmic DVD. The anti-memory could be a place where this projection breaks down, where the pixels of reality become corrupted, and the data they carry is permanently scrambled. Another, more unsettling possibility is that we are seeing a leak. Information might not be destroyed here, but is instead being siphoned off, transferred out of our universe and into another. This region could be a weak point, a place where the fabric of spacetime is so thin that the fundamental data of our cosmos is slowly draining away into an entirely different reality. Are we witnessing a natural flaw in the universe's operating system? Or is this the chilling signature of a process we cannot comprehend? A place where the story of the cosmos is being deliberately edited, one forgotten photon at a time. Two colossal engines drift through the halo, each one a nexus of pure consumption. These are the twin void engines, and their signature is the perfect emptiness they trail behind them. Each engine is a massive, complex structure, dark and geometric, spinning slowly at the center of a spherical void that spans light years. These voids are not like the empty spaces between stars. They are aggressively clean regions from which every last wisp of interstellar gas, every speck of dust, and even the faint background glow of the cosmos has been completely erased. It is as if two cosmic vacuum cleaners of unimaginable power are moving through the halo, leaving behind perfectly scrubbed spheres of nothingness in their wake. Their method of propulsion is as terrifying as it is efficient. They appear to be converting the very matter they consume into a directed stream of energy, using this thrust to push themselves forward. Imagine a ship that does not need to carry fuel because it eats the road ahead of it to move, leaving only a clean, empty path behind. The energy conversion process is 100% efficient, leaving no waste heat, no radiation, no visible exhaust. The matter simply vanishes, and the engine moves, its silence more menacing than any explosion. How could such a thing occur naturally? One theory points to a runaway quantum process, where a self-sustaining reaction began converting normal matter into a form of dark energy, effectively deleting it from our universe and harnessing the released potential for motion. Yet the coordinated nature of the two engines, their similar design and parallel paths, suggests something far more deliberate. Could these be artifacts from a civilization that mastered the ultimate form of travel? A society that learned to treat the very substance of the galaxy as its propellant could use such engines to journey for eons, never needing to refuel, simply consuming the thin medium of the galactic halo to push their world ships between the stars. They are the ultimate expression of a nomadic culture, one that moves through the cosmos not by sailing its empty seas, but by drinking the sea itself. Are we witnessing the pinnacle of natural cosmic evolution, or the silent, methodical passage of beings so advanced that their journey requires the erasure of everything in their path? Even our most fundamental assumptions about reality begin to falter here. The probability storm is not a place of wind or lightning, but a tempest of potential, a volume of space where the universe itself seems unable to decide what is real. Within its boundaries, the quantum world refuses to settle down. In our everyday world, a dropped cup shatters in one specific way, but in the probability storm, that cup would exist in a state of perpetual shattering, its fragments hovering in every possible configuration at once, from a perfect reassembly to a cloud of fine dust. This is quantum superposition, the bizarre state where particles exist in multiple places or states simultaneously, but blown up to a macroscopic, terrifying scale. We know of this storm not by looking, but by listening to the contradictory screams of the probes we have sent into it. One mission transmitted back clear sensor data showing a dense, star-filled nebula. Another probe, sent to the exact same coordinates mere moments later, reported nothing but empty, sterile void. A third sent back a perfect, real-time image of its own launch from Earth, an event that happened years in the past. The data is not just random, it is a cacophony of every possible outcome that could have happened, all being reported as if they are happening, The region is a storm of unresolved possibilities, a place where the act of observation itself fails to collapse the wave function and pin down a single reality. The philosophical implications are dizzying. Are we seeing a flaw in the cosmos? A place where the mechanism that selects our one timeline from the infinite sea of possibilities is simply broken? Or is this a natural, if rare, state of the universe? A pocket of pure potential that has somehow avoided the decoherence that forces the rest of existence to make up its mind? This storm forces us to ask if our own solid, predictable reality is the rule, or merely the most statistically likely outcome in a cosmos teeming with unfinished stories. What would it be like to step inside a place where every choice you ever made, and every choice you never did, is still unfolding around you in a chaotic, simultaneous ballet of what if? Amidst this storm of unresolved realities, a perfect record waits in the dark. The celestial archive is a single, monolithic crystal, or perhaps a Bose-Einstein condensate of unimaginable scale, a state of matter where atoms lose their individual identities and behave as one single quantum entity. It is the galaxy's ultimate historian, a flawless repository that has been passively recording the story of Andromeda for billions of years. Its method of storage is not ink on a page, but something far more fundamental. Every major cosmic event, from the gravitational shudder of two colliding galaxies to the violent death of a single supernova, leaves a unique imprint on the fabric of spacetime. The archive captures these imprints, storing the information in the subtle quantum states of its own particles, or perhaps in the arrangement of minuscule defects within its crystalline lattice, like scratches on a diamond preserving a memory. If we could learn to read this language, we would not be reading a history book. We would be replaying the history itself, witnessing the galaxy's formation in real time, from the first clump of dark matter to the ignition of its very first star. The challenge is one of translation. How do you decode a library written in the language of gravity and quantum spin? It would require a technology that can map the infinitesimal vibrations within the crystal and translate them back into the events that cause them. We would need to build a universal translator for reality itself. The potential is staggering. We could finally see the true shape of the galaxy that Andromeda consumed to become the giant it is today. We could witness the exact moment life first sparked in one of its trillion star systems, not by finding fossils, but by reading the faint biological signature it left on the quantum fields of the galaxy. The celestial archive holds every secret, every forgotten cataclysm, and every quiet beginning, all perfectly preserved in its silent, ordered heart, waiting for a reader to finally give its story a voice. This cosmic archive of perfect memory has a chaotic counterpart, a place where the universe's light is not recorded, but shattered into a million pieces. The gravity lens kaleidoscope is a chaotic tapestry woven from the invisible threads of dark matter and the crushing gravity of dozens of black holes, all orbiting a common center. It does not act as a single, clean magnifying glass. Instead, it takes the pristine light from a single, distant galaxy and smashes it against this complex gravitational obstacle course. The result is not one magnified image, but hundreds, even thousands of fractured, warped, and duplicated copies of that same galaxy, all scattered across the sky like shards of a broken mirror. Some images are stretched into long, faint arcs. Others are compressed into tiny, brilliant dots. A few are even twisted into perfect Einstein rings, circles of light that look like celestial halos. This ever-shifting pattern is a cosmic kaleidoscope, a natural engine of infinite reflection. But this beautiful chaos is not without purpose. For astronomers, this fractured light is a Rosetta Stone for decoding the halo's greatest secret, the distribution of dark matter. By meticulously tracking the precise position, brightness, and distortion of each and every one of these duplicate images, scientists can work backwards. It is a grand cosmic reconstruction project. Each warped image is a clue, a data point that reveals how much the light was bent and on which path it traveled to get here. When you have thousands of these clues from a single background galaxy, you can start to map the precise gravitational field that caused all that distortion. This allows researchers to chart the invisible landscape of dark matter that makes up the vast majority of the halo's mass. They can pinpoint where it clumps most densely around the black holes, and where it forms vast, diffuse rivers between them. This is how we can begin to see the true skeleton of the galaxy, the dark framework upon which the glittering stars and nebulae are merely draped. The kaleidoscope is more than a beautiful accident. It is the most powerful tool we have for weighing the invisible and mapping the shape of the void itself. What other secrets about the dark foundation of reality might be hidden within its endless, repeating patterns? Amidst this fractured gallery of cosmic light, a single, definitive shriek once tore through the silence. Strange Object 49 is known as the Silent Scream, a point in space that, for one fleeting moment, became the brightest object in the entire universe, and then vanished into absolute nothingness. It was not a gradual brightening, but a single, simultaneous detonation of every form of energy the cosmos can produce. In an instant, it unleashed a cataclysmic burst of gamma rays, a screech of radio waves, a flash of X-rays, and a thunderclap of gravitational waves so powerful it briefly rattled the fabric of spacetime across the entire local group of galaxies. The energy released in that single pulse dwarfed the combined output of every star in the Andromeda and Milky Way galaxies for an entire year. And then, just as suddenly as it began, it ended. The scream fell silent. In the decades since, not a single photon, not a single ripple, has emerged from that exact location. It is a cosmic mystery of the highest order, a one-time event of unimaginable violence that defies all known categories of celestial catastrophe. A supernova is a firecracker in comparison. A gamma ray burst is a whisper. This was a true singularity of energy, a shout into the void that used every possible channel at once. So what could possibly cause such a definitive, all-spectrum detonation? One chilling theory suggests this was not a natural death, but a deliberate act of destruction. The energy profile is consistent with a theoretical concept: the total conversion of a mass the size of a star directly into pure energy, a process with 100% efficiency that our own physics deems impossible. Was this the test firing of a hyper-advanced weapon, a demonstration of power so absolute that it annihilated its own fuel source completely? Or perhaps it was a message, a single, overwhelming burst designed to be seen across the universe, with no follow-up because none was ever intended. A more natural, yet equally staggering, explanation involves the death of an entire reality. Some cosmological models suggest our universe is one bubble in a vast multiverse. The silent scream could mark the moment a neighboring bubble universe, a cosmos with its own laws of physics, collapsed in upon itself. Its death throes, the catastrophic unwinding of its fundamental constants and fields, would manifest in our universe as a brief, incomprehensible flash across every wavelength, the final scream of a dying cosmos echoing into our own before fading into eternal quiet. we are left with a profound and unsettling truth. In the vast, noisy history of the galaxy, the loudest event we have ever detected was also the most brief and the most silent. It asks us whether the ultimate expressions of power or cosmic tragedy are not long, drawn-out affairs, but are instead contained within a single, perfect, and terrible instant. This faint, final glow resides at the very center of the gravitational storm. After encountering 50 objects that defy physics and logic, we arrive at the halo's heart, a soft, warm radiance suspended at the dynamic core of the halo's entire gravitational field. It is not a brilliant beacon or a violent engine, but a gentle, pervasive light, like the embers of a cosmic fire that has burned for eons. This is the source around which the dark matter hurricane swirls, the gravitational anchor for the Twin Resonators dance, and the central point that the dark Flow Conduit seems to yearn toward. All the chaos and mystery of the halo ultimately orbits this one quiet glow. So what is it? The most direct explanation is a process of pure destruction on an unimaginable scale. The halo is saturated with dark matter, and if these particles are their own antimatter, they will annihilate upon contact. The heart could be the visible result of this endless, silent war, the accumulated heat from trillions upon trillions of dark matter particles meeting and vaporizing into energy at the halo's densest point. It would be a slow, steady fire, converting the invisible mass of the halo into this faint, thermal whisper. But another theory suggests this glow is not a byproduct, but a source. It could be the radiation from a central engine, a gravitational powerhouse that actively fuels the halo's bizarre dynamics. This engine might not be a single object, but a complex process, perhaps the steady evaporation of a primordial black hole or the output of a reality-stabilizing mechanism that keeps anomalies like the probability storm from unraveling completely. The heart would then be the battery, the reason the halo is a gallery of wonders instead of a quiet, dark sea. There is, however, a third possibility, one that is more symbolic but no less profound. This warm radiance may be the true core of Andromeda's extended identity. We always picture a galaxy's heart as the supermassive black hole in its brilliant center. But what if a galaxy's true self, its soul, is not in its crowded stellar core, but in this vast, invisible halo that contains most of its mass and memory? The halo's heart would then be the nucleus of that extended being, the central node of a consciousness or a presence that is literally too large for us to comprehend. Its thoughts expressed as gravitational vortices and its dreams as quantum foam. It is the quiet, warm center of a galaxy-sized mind, and all the strange objects we have encountered are merely the fleeting ideas flickering through its immense and silent thoughts. The journey ends, but the mystery only deepens. These 50 strange objects are not a complete catalog, merely the first whispers from a darkness teeming with secrets we have not yet learned to hear. Each one, from the silent scream to the gentle heart of the halo, is a crack in the foundation of our knowledge. The dark matter hurricane defies our models of gravity. The quantum foam nebula unravels our sense of reality. The ecosphere and the sentry challenge our very definition of life and intelligence. They are not just curiosities, they are fundamental questions written in the language of spacetime, light, and gravity, each one forcing us to reconsider our small and sheltered place in a cosmos of infinite strangeness. This is the true lesson of Andromeda's halo. We are not living in a universe of settled laws and predictable phenomena. We are guests in a gallery of wonders, where the impossible is commonplace, and the only constant is a beautiful, humbling mystery. The next time you find yourself under a clear, dark sky, Look toward that faint, smudged light in the constellation Andromeda. See it not as a distant pinprick, but as a kingdom of ghosts and giants, of silent songs and forgotten wars. Let that light remind you that the universe is far stranger, more vast, and more wonderful than we ever dreamed. We want to know which of these 50 objects captured your imagination the most. Was it the binary paradox of matter and antimatter, or the haunting glow of the bioluminescent cloud? Share your favorite cosmic mystery in the comments below. And if your mind is hungry for more journeys into the unknown, subscribe to continue exploring the secrets of the cosmos with us. The universe has only just begun to tell its